Mark, you had your black and red scrimmage this weekend, and how did that go for you?
It went very well. I guess to sum things up, on the men's side, we had 11 events, and only 2 of those 11 events were won by returning swimmers.
So you have a host of newcomers that are going to help.
Absolutely. It was really good to see.
Tell me about that and what you're looking for in your scrimmage.
Well, basically, with just getting into the swing of things with training, we don't see them at that top gear. And so having the opportunity to see them swim races 3 weeks into this season, it wasn't intentionally to have it this early. It's just the way it worked out with the scheduling of all the other competitions here. So we decided to go with it. But I enjoyed being able to see them swim that fast, and we now know some very little things and some details that we need to start working on going into the more competitive part of our season.
Do you take each kid aside then and say, this is what we saw and this is what you need to work on?
We are starting individual meetings this week, so we're going to be able to sit down with each kid and talk details.
For folks that don't know, the swim program, I think it restarted, 5 years ago?
We're in our 5th season.
And so what's the state of the program now? If you were the President of the United States, give us a state of the program message.
I could not be more proud of where we are at, not only swimming-wise, but team-wise. I think when we started the team from scratch, and myself as a head coach, you take for granted, the intricacies of what a team is, and we almost had to teach it from the ground up in every way. And just seeing the team even compete on Saturday, even though they were competing against each other, they were basically demonstrating everything that we would want to see out of our one team. They were cheering each other on, they were getting behind each other's races, they were getting themselves ready to go. And then after the meet, they all came together as one unit and did a team cheer, and that was without prodding by me, which was really awesome to see. We're basically starting to see the underclassmen, the ones that were underclassmen, right, are starting to now emerge as leaders, and they know what we're looking for, and they're starting to show it, and it's really neat.
Had some national qualifiers for the first time last year. What did that mean to your program?
I think it meant the world, because we talked about it, and we've talked about it since we were able to compete in D2. We weren't allowed to send anybody to nationals the first year because we were still in the probation year. But then after that, we talked about it, and we tried to train for it. Had a few individuals come up just shy. Even Nathan Graber 2 years ago was one of the 6 alternates for the national meet. So he came that close, and it was still we still hadn't done it. So it's like when you talk about something, you talk like it's easy to talk about trying to do it, and it's easy to talk about doing the things to do it, but it's just a matter of somebody doing it. And I think that because Nathan and Paige Meredith were able to do it last year, now the newcomers even coming in, they know that people have done it before. Right. So I don't want to say it's easier to do that work, because the work is not easy by any means, but it's just having that mindset that it is possible.
Yeah. Maybe a more realistic goal.
That's invaluable. The fact that we have had people do it now, I think looking at our team, there are people who can get there, and that's really neat to see.
Paige Meredith is back as a participant this year. Nathan Graber returns as an assistant coach. What's that like for him?
It's going to be definitely an adjustment for him, because he was a member of this team last year, and stepping into that coaching role is going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but I already think he's doing great things. He's, we're working on a lot of technique right now, and he's been whipping out his iPad and filming kids, and I think a lot of the swimmers these days are very visual, where, way back when the technology didn't exist, right, you had to go by verbal cues, and we still tell them those verbal cues, but sometimes for them to see it, it helps them make that adjustment that much quicker, which is nice, because Nathan relates to that technology, and he understands it, and he's applying it on a daily basis.
And your first competition, when does that happen?
Our first official swim meet is Friday, October 2nd, and that's the Show Me Showdown, hosted by the University of Missouri.